Welcome to Other Worlds Oracles, a show where we build fictional worlds through designing fortune-telling cards. I'm Autumn, and I seek friendship from the cards. On today's show, we have invited the wonderful Lance. And Lance, what do you seek from the cards?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. First off, this is really cool, and I'm glad to participate and check it out. I guess I'm seeking direction in my main pursuits, which I have a business I'm starting that I really need kind of a lot of inner strength for. I fill a lot of roles in that, and so to know where to put my attention would probably be the most helpful thing in my life right now, because I feel myself super scattered and spread out through a bunch of different hats I need to put on and things I need to worry about all the time. And I wonder sometimes if I should be as worried as I am about a lot of this, or, if focusing in one direction would do better for me than being so spread out.
Right, or even just being intentional about, being spread out.
Yeah, that too. That's really, yeah, I don't know. So
Yeah, of course. Well, maybe we can, kind of look into that a little bit. But first, I want to ask, what is your experience with world building and storytelling?
So I've been a part of many different tabletop role-playing game groups since I was in high school. For
Yeah.
some scope, I'm 44 now, so I started with Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf, some more like gothic stuff, and I got into fantasy and anime type like Exalted stuff when I was in my 20s. I took a short break, but even then I was helping people who were making comics and stuff. I've always been a visual artist, so I would do sketches to kind of really help bring characters to life and
Yeah.
and spitball ideas with writers. And then most recently in the last 8 years, I've been part of a really dedicated RPG group, and I've DM'd a homebrew world for them based around the Raven Queen and kind of the death of their world and them trying to stave that off.
That's so cool.
And that was huge. That was like that was the first time I'd ever actually taken the reins on a driven plot and building something from scratch, and that was a lot of fun. And then now I find myself more in a player role, but I really like to shape worlds and create characters and all of that. And thank you for being part of that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I love being able to. I love seeing some of the choices you make with your character. We play a game together, and it's just it's outstanding the level of detail that you put into some of the visual elements and just some of the. I mean, you also do the background music, which is excellent for me because I have such a short attention span when I'm trying to juggle all these things. So it's so nice to have that extra background and all the lovely details you put into it. So that's part of why I wanted to have you on here, is because I just know that you have such a vivid imagination, and I love that.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's really world building it's funny because there's so much upfront work.
Yeah.
But then in the moment, whether it's like a show or a book or whatever, it's all about what is happening right now, right? All of your preparation has culminated in that moment. And when you play D&D and tabletop stuff, that's why I'm big on visuals. That's why I'm big on music and stuff, because the story's in place, but movies are nothing without soundtracks and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So
absolutely. And I love that. Well, I have another question for you. Have you ever had your fortune read?
I have, yeah, I've had my fortune read personally, and also I've had a couple of group readings in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and that was very wacky. I had never experienced someone really digging into a group pursuit, and that was kind of fun and very different than what I had experienced before.
I'm trying to imagine how that would work. I mean, I imagine it's similar elements, but that's just is takes a lot of observation to kind of put those things together with a whole group of people.
Yeah, it was odd because none of us knew the person who was doing our reading. So when we sat down with them, they just kind of took in our whole group, and there were five of us, and we
Yeah.
we only see each other once a year. These are people that I go to an event with every summer. It's funny because usually when you're having your fortune told, it's about you and how the world ties to you. And this was more like, what can you do for each other? Who holds power for someone else? Who holds a way
Oh,
forward for someone else? Who is holding someone back? Like these kind of loose things to help us kind of think about our group dynamic. It was really neat.
that is really neat. I like that actually. That's cool.
Very different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dug it.
Well, I was just going to ask, would you like to have a quick fortune reading?
Yeah, 100%. Please.
Well, I'm using the cards that we have created in the course of playtesting, which is to say one. Um, so it's not much of a draw. Um, but it is definitely an interesting card that I'd like to share with you if you'd like. But I would want to
Yeah, excellent.
keep it a little bit more interesting by saying, what question would you like to ask?
This is a singular question with a question mark behind it, not a.
Yeah.
Okay. Where should I be placing my energy right now, or my attention, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So the one card that we have, we'll do a quick shuffle of that really quick. It's called the Rising Tide, and shout out to Raven for helping me out with this, but we haven't like fully like illustrated this yet, so I wish I could show you, but haven't.
Okay.
But the idea is that there's like a big water world, and there's a glowing coral reef behind these like squid-like creatures, which are holding a
Okay.
strange kind of bottle. It's a weird shape called a Klein bottle.
Hmm. Okay.
If you've ever heard of a Mobius strip, it's the
Yes.
3D equivalent of a Mobius strip where there's one side, one surface in a three-dimensional object.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
So the background is, while the planet of Amazi is entirely covered by ocean, it was not always this way. There were once humanoids called the Striders living across a landmass continent. However, after the Striders disrupted the delicate balance of the global coral reef ecosystem, a resistance group of aquatic creatures called the Tide collectively took counteraction. They sank the continent of the Striders and turned them into merfolk to force them to care about the oceans. The center member of the Tide carries a relic called the Amoroboros, a strange empty bottle made of diamond. It is said that if you fill the Amoroboros, then you will obtain the object of your desire. But all who have tried have eventually been driven into madness and isolation.
Wow, that's dark and awesome.
Isn't it great?
I love that. Yeah, that's really really good.
Yeah, Raven did an amazing job with this. You should have seen the look on their face when I asked them what to call the bottle, and they like took a little bit of hesitation. And I was like, "Okay, you have something, but you're not wanting to tell me what is it?" And they just blurted out, "Amoroboros."
That's awesome. Ooh, I love that. I love the whole the background of there being people who are kind of like serving their penance out in their actual existence. Like
Yeah,
you and your children shall forever be people who are dependent on what you had no concern for before. I love that.
yeah, yeah. And the kind of interpretation we came up with was, proceed with caution while pursuing the objects of your desire. While the craving for connection and community is admirable, without balance there's no justice and all purpose is lost. Or
Mm.
the original purpose can be lost or obscured by false idols, which
Ooh.
is a really interesting thing to kind of face with this question, right? Like
Yeah.
I am not by any means an experienced card reader by any means.
Divina.
Yeah. And so I've always just kind of gone off the guidebook, which is part of why I like this idea for a series, is just to like kind of stretch my ideas of how to interpret things.
Cool.
And, that being said, to answer your question of like, where do you put your intention? This is a card that speaks to the value of knowing your purpose
Yeah.
in what you're doing, and then being able to unify that towards some sort of balance and towards justice. So finding the places that are serving what your goals are, and then being able to balance multiple directions at once.
Yeah, I really like the portion in there about being not hesitant, but being careful
Yeah.
of not losing the initial kind of vision or goal, because that's something I live in fear of with this all the time. Like, it started as a community project, and I really
Yeah.
want to keep it that way, and I want to honor, everyone who has helped and who has been there along the way, whether it's, people in socials or other artists or whatever. And I'm all like, that kind of takes a back burner to everything else when I put on my commercial production hat or my design hat or my whatever, and I forget, like, I leave that part of this behind. And I've had a feeling lately that that might be like what's missing from my whole thing right now. So
Yeah. I mean, there's so much labor and love put into spearheading something and having to like have that bird's eye view. And I really admire people who put together the work of many, many people, because it just takes so much discretion and so much compassion for everybody involved to be able to piece it all together.
yeah, it's really, I have this constant fear that it almost takes a level of like hubris or ego that I'm really don't want to represent. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I don't want, I just like live in fear that this is a selfish pursuit, or it's a pursuit that I'm not going to represent someone correctly, or I'll underrepresent, someone who in the community who's really helping really hard. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's a whole
Well,
thing.
maybe this card is saying something to the effect of being very aware and purposeful about knowing what your goals are and staying true to those things.
Huh. I like that.
Yeah. Well, would you like to make your own card?
Sure. Wow. That's a thing we're doing right now? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
absolutely. If that's what you'd like to help me out with.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Awesome. So the way this is going to work is that we're going to design a card kind of similar to ones in like a tarot or oracle deck.
Okay.
And it will have three main characteristics: a setting or background, which is the world that we'll create, a main character called the Arcana, so some sort of creature or being or otherwise relevant persona that will be the center of the card, and
Okay.
then some kind of artifact, which we'll call the symbol, and that will add some extra kind of flavor and meaning to the card, kind of like what we saw with the Amoraboros.
Okay.
So I have a deck of cards here that I've put together, and we'll just draw cards with prompts, and then you'll help me assign them to each characteristic. So if I draw a card, it could either be the arcana, the symbol, or the setting.
Okay, got you.
And then from there, we will build on each concept until we flesh out a story combining all three elements. And then we'll decide what the card will look like and what its meanings would be.
I love that. So just for a little background on the cards you are drawing from right now, are these just
Yeah.
ideas you put on cards that are kind of prominent in storytelling or in divining, or some of both? Like, what's the background behind kind of what you're drawing from right
Yeah, a
now?
little bit of both. Like I basically just made cards with a simple image and then one word. Things like worry or strength. I'm trying to
Ah,
think of things that I haven't already made cards for, so we don't spoil anything. But like buildings or valleys, tenderness, anything that could be descriptive in some way, or even I think they all take the form of nouns for the most part, but very descriptive ones as best as I could.
absolutely. Awesome. I love that. Thank you. I didn't know where this was coming from, but I dig it. I think that's fun. You get to do some world building for your world building card game. That's,
So yeah, ready to get started?
yeah, absolutely.
Cool. We'll do some Foley work of actual deck of cards. And first one is Harmony.
Sure. And I need to assign this to either the
Setting, Arcana, or Symbol.
ooh. Let's say the arcana. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a good, it's like a conduit between the setting. It is the verb almost, you know what I mean? Like you're creating harmony, or
Yeah.
you or that is the trouble, is you are trying to maintain or create harmony.
The driving force, kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. So we're trying to think of some sort of character that embodies harmony.
Hmm.
And this doesn't have to be, like I said with the original card, this doesn't have to be an earthly setting. It could be any kind of mystical, sci-fi, whatever kind of world we want it to be. I know it's kind of almost a bit of a trap to have too much freedom.
Yeah, for sure.
In a way, that's kind of what this is about, is just kind of feeling it out.
It's funny to me that like when I think of harmony, like it's hard for me to go to a good or a lawful, if I'm talking in D&D terms with the word harmony. Like there, it's almost a balance or
Yes.
a neutral. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
feel like there needs to be some gray hat kind of feel for this, whether it's like hacker netrunner kind of feel, or a like a spiritual in between place, like a trading of, like it needs to be a place of transit where things are traded,
Yeah.
where like whether it's spiritual information or literal like technical information.
I like that a lot. Okay, yeah. Go
Oh
for
man, I'm
it.
gonna flip a coin.
I love it. I love it.
Bring even more divining into this this divining process. Here we go. So let's do like net running slash, and I mean it can all be spiritual. I just wonder what the flavor is gonna be.
I think so too, yeah. I mean, like, what if there's like a I keep thinking of this like Ender's Game kind of thing where like there's the internet across the universe, but it's also like vaguely spiritual.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it ended up we're going technical. We're going full on like sci-fi or cyberpunk style on it.
I love it. So we're working with kind of a hacker, someone who works on the kind of fiber optics, if you will, something that transmits data.
Exactly. Or even like I would go even cleaner or further sci-fi and say that this is a place where everyone's connected all the time. It's not like you have to get on a terminal to use it. You're
Ooh,
just like, it's in your brains, it's in your car, it's in your everything. This, it's like the cerebral network of all the people.
that's really cool. I like that a lot. So, what is the Arcana, the person who's like in this? Is it just someone who's connected to it, or is it someone who's overseeing it somehow?
I think it's probably either an AI that is a broker, like that moves the data back and
Yeah.
forth and isn't supposed to have like an opinion one way or the other. Like this is supposed to be a place of balance and harmony,
Uh
but
huh.
there's almost like a fear that there will be imbalance. I don't know. I don't know how to.
I'm so curious to see how we would depict an AI being that is supposed to be neutral, but kind of
Yeah.
maybe it like requires intention to keep the harmony.
Hmm.
What do you think?
I don't know, because it definitely could be someone who is corporeal. I don't, I'm not really leaning one way or the other.
Okay, yeah.
Man. Yeah, actually, here we go. I like this. I'm gonna say it's an agency rather than a
Yeah.
person or an AI. So it's multiple people that span the globe that are all connected. They live their own lives, and they are their own person. But when they jack in and they are doing their job, they're kind of an ent, right? They like belong to a,
Okay.
like they're basically, you're just lending your will and your beliefs and your everything to the, so it's like a conglomerate consciousness, if you will.
That's a much better way of putting it than a Voltron of people.
I'm liking a Voltron of people though. That, I mean, you're welcome to just write down Voltron of people.
How did you describe it though? A collective
Oh man, I don't know. The words leave my mouth and then they're just gone. I really, I got to work on that. A collective, oh, a collective consciousness is fine, right?
yeah. Yeah, I like that. Is there a name to this agency or collective?
Oh, sure. It makes me think like I want to use words like fibers or
Yes.
synapses or something like that. Sacred synapses, or not necessarily sacred, but oh, why do I run to technology for this? Like I want to go look at a thesaurus so badly
I know,
now. Um,
right?
what about filaments?
I'm also considering like fiber arts, like, crocheting or like
Ooh,
those kind of nets.
yeah, that would actually be really that would make a lot of sense for this, because even if it's in a technical setting, the fact that it requires these real people to be jacked into it to exist, it's really
Yeah.
it's organic in a way, right? Regardless of its
Yeah, for
of its
sure.
digital existence. Oh, what about, I like web, but it's so overused. Oh, this is all on me, huh? I got to come up with this, don't I?
Well, I want a yes and, but I don't want to steer you too much either. So, if
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Let's come back to this. Can we put a pin in this particular in naming the entity until we fleshed out more of the world and stuff?
I like that a lot. Do you want to pull another card?
Yeah, please.
Yes, that sounds good. The next one, oh, interesting, is digital.
I think that has to be the background,
Yeah, that
because
would make
I
sense.
I kind of want the symbol or whatever the kind of wild card thing is to be that. I want it to be a wild card.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. So we have a digital setting, and that would make sense given whatever this.
Collective consciousness.
Yeah, the collective consciousness, exactly, and all of the technology required to be able to run such a thing. Let's start with vibes, shall we?
Okay, yeah.
Are we thinking like dark, or are we thinking more like utopian, or somewhere in between?
So I feel like we can't. My brain is literally like in the place where all of these people are connected, as opposed to the world it exists in. So let me pull out of that
Yes.
and go.
Yes.
I would say it is utopian with a dystopian underbelly.
Okay.
Like there's definitely mistreatment and misuse that requires balance, right? That like I feel
Oh.
like there needs to be something for this entity to be up against or saving. So
Yes.
let's go with, oh man, have you seen Battle Angel? Are you familiar with that anime? It's very, very old.
I don't
Okay.
I don't recognize that one. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so I would say it's very much like the people who live on the earth, where the earth exists, like physically on the ground,
Yeah.
never even interact with the people who are living in the more utopian portion of earth, whether it's raised above the surface of the earth or in the ocean or something. I'm not quite sure. But they all interact or know each other in the digital space.
So it's kind of this equalizer.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I like that. What is the like landmark, or what does it look like in this separate sphere from the on planet kind of less privileged level of people on this area?
I would say that it's like sterile for
Yeah.
for the reason that all of existence is more of a AR experience than anything.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
everything is a canvas, as it were. Like all the walls are white. Everything exists for your cortex to throw your own flavor over.
Yeah.
Anyone who lives there is basically projecting what their reality looks like. And that is, there's crossover, but if you were to walk around it with no implants or digital, brain of your own, it would literally just look like an insane asylum. Like it's just white
Just
everything.
very hospital, like just blank.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Nanos tune up your muscles to make sure they don't atrophy while you lay down for your 17th hour of online,
My
right? Like,
my goodness. Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. How would we represent that in the visual of the card, do you think? Would it be like a white wall with like part of it maybe showing like on a diagonal the like world being projected onto it, or
yeah, or even like a monolith or a platform in the background, like
Yeah.
taking up a lot of the space on the card, but being with like, oh gosh, yeah, with maybe some orbs that are the same white
Uh-huh.
projecting something onto a portion of the surface of this, so that it's like, but it needs to be something colorful that's projected, right? Like it just needs to
Yeah.
like if it's a monolith, the orb would be projecting so that part of it looked like a castle with vines growing up it or something. And then on the other side, it would be projecting so that it looks like a futuristic skyrise or skyscraper. So yeah, just like a white pillar with a couple different orbs projecting stuff onto it so that it looked two very different ways.
I really like that. I'm getting the picture in my brain and I love it. Let's see. So, like a rich castle with vines kind of all over it with that perfect fantasy style. And then there's
Exactly,
like
exactly.
skyscrapers, just like kind of like a cyberpunk kind of
Precisely. Yeah, something very futuristic, but very, very different from the fantastical kind of soft feel of the other one.
contrast.
But also the majority of the, or a good portion of the monolith would be obvious that it is just a canvas or a.
Yeah.
And then I think the people who live on on the earth still like
Hmm.
toil and have quite a bit of culture. Like
Yeah.
it's not necessarily there's this fine balance between how people in the developed world think of people in the developing world,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
think, oh, how horrible it must be to be in a developing country, but then you go there and there's like a much more rich sense of family and sense
Yeah.
of culture and all of that. So I feel like the people who are still down here, it would be toxic to some degree. Like there would be lots of I guess I'm just talking like serious divide
Yeah.
between rich and poor, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just a high contrast between different levels of privilege.
And now I'm trying to sew this back into harmony because this is like the picture we've painted here is extremely unharmonious, right? This is like
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's where the Arcana comes in, where you kind of pictured it as like everyone gathers there.
right. Regardless of, sure, maybe some people can spend 17 hours a day there. Maybe some people down on Earth only spend an hour or two there or whatever, but,
Yeah.
or they're on only a surface level instead of every one of their senses. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. How do we make this not Ready Player One?
yeah, it's a little, it's definitely a little bit that, well, what's the third element here that
Yes.
we have?
Yes. Want to draw the third card?
Because that might help balance it all out. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. The next one we have is the Cosmos.
And that is what does that represent on the card? Is this
It's the stars.
okay. Or no, I mean like of the three things that we draw, one is the
Oh,
setting, one is
it's the symbol, the artifact.
the symbol. Okay. Wow. Oh, this just went way into a totally different thing altogether.
Yeah, it throws a big wild card into it, doesn't it?
What if there's like, oh man, this just took me in so many different directions. I don't even know what to do with it.
Tell me about them.
Well, I'm just like, what if the cosmos, the artifact, is legitimately like some kind of, no, because that's more of a setting. I was thinking like a solar event or something that is some impending doom. But it could also be a new technology, a
Yeah. Like some sort of alien artifact with technology that like completely dwarfs our own or
exactly, or even something we created that is new, that makes this new system obsolete or in fear of
oh,
I don't know.
I wonder because the card here has just like a picture of like a nebula, right?
Right.
And so it kind of communicates vastness or exploration maybe.
Sorry, I'm going to be in thought here for a second.
Please do. Can I suggest a radical idea of one?
Sure, yeah, please do.
What if something drops from the space and it just like sends a huge like electromagnetic pulse?
Huh. So everything we talked about is almost like a setup for So I was kind of thinking in the like the same flavor of that, except for
Yeah.
instead of the thing representing what would bring impending doom,
Yes.
it being what is like, oh, it doesn't work with harmony very well. Actually, it works okay. So what if
Yeah.
the world was set up the way we kind of cooked up,
Uh-huh.
and then there was, it's come to such a huge, like the amount of humans or the amount of people living on this planet or
Yes.
in these it has taken such a toll on resources and everything else that the only solution is off-worlding,
Yes.
like leaving basically, and
Yeah.
whether that is everybody uploading and leaving in a ship, or I don't know, because I really like a lot of the setup from the other stuff too. Like the flavor of the of what was being created before with the first two draws was really good. Where were you going with your something enters our world? Does that throw a wrench in things? Does it make things better? I don't know.
I wonder if it might be a catalyst of some sort. Like if it would either speed things up or cause reflection on like the divide and then lead to more harmony,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Like be a bridge almost that kind of, wow, this is a crazy mix. The Harmony Digital Cosmos.
It's a really
Now that all three of them are here, it's making me want to rethink my choices.
we can do that. We can retool some things. What's something you'd want to change?
I don't know, because it really feels like, oh, Cosmos is a big one. That's like a powerful thing for either the background or the. But honestly, I like the idea of the challenge of sticking with what we've got and making it work. So that's how I'm gonna play this, I think.
Isn't it interesting that we like have the biggest thing in the smallest representation,
Yeah,
the smallest space on the card? So we were talking about kind of harmony representing like a collective consciousness, and that takes place in like a digital setting. Do you think that maybe, like you were saying earlier, it's been spread amongst the stars and the solar systems, and maybe it's not just one world?
yeah, that's, I like that, but I feel like I really want the thing that is a symbol to remain a symbol.
Okay.
Or what if the idea of, what about the symbol is literally like a like the chance to, or the offer to off-world or to start over, whether it's a ship or a some kind of device that transmits people or whatever. Like harmony in starting over, right? Like offering the ability to nope
Mm-hmm.
out of the way things currently are. Whether that just means, well, see, this is tough because you want things in a story to be difficult for everyone, right? Like you need the choices you're making or the circumstances you're under to be to create motion. So if I feel like I like the idea of keeping things divide
Mm-hmm.
and there being kind of an entity that seeks to balance things.
Mm-hmm. What if there's like a nexus, like a physical place in the cosmos where everything connects to each other?
Huh. I like that. And it's also easy to represent in the card. Like if you were to do art of this card, are we witnessing in this world the birth of that place? Or maybe it is the first time we've connected to that place. And there's kind of an unknown there. I don't know. Harmony doesn't really speak to unknown though. It just speaks to dealing with the current. Hmm.
That's true. That's true.
You got me all over the place,
I
Autumn.
know.
Let's see here.
Do you want me to keep quiet for a little while you kind of.
No, I'm good. I really, so we're at the point now where we're just parsing out what happens with all of this,
Yeah.
right? Is that
Yeah.
is that the key?
Absolutely. Just putting a story together.
Long ago.
Yes.
No. And then the Fire Nation
Uh
attacked.
huh.
Let's see. So how about this?
Yes.
How about, and let's say it's less Ready Player One, and the cosmos actually represents a way out of a digital only space
Oh.
into either physical bodies where, let's say that this world has undergone such a whether it was a healing transformation after it was destroyed by either human-made, events, or some kind of cataclysm, by way of its sun or what have you.
Yeah.
It's been eons, maybe even just millennia. Like, let's say, 4 or 5 thousand years since this extinction level event occurred inside this digital place where uploads of consciousness exist. There is now the option to go back in either bodies or in bots or what have you, right? Like,
Yes.
you could choose to upload your consciousness and start remaking, like start really bringing back so I'm dropping the idea of there being these towers or anything physical. Like, literally, this is some kind of database where all of the, billions of souls live,
Yeah.
and the cosmos would be like, literally, it's like a doorway back out into the real place, because
Whoa.
I feel like the digital is, as the background, truly it is digital. Like, all of your life is occurring within this place.
Yeah. So, visually speaking, are we kind of thinking of like, for some reason, I have like this, maybe it's because of the card, but like some sort of like either blue or like green, like binary digits in the background, like opening up into a door into like this solar system or into space?
Yeah, or the cosmos. Yeah, for sure. Definitely like a portal or a door,
Yeah.
or a gateway of some kind. Wow, it's like we just spent so long. This is like the Jenga of
It
storytelling,
really
right? It just all
is.
falls over and then you rebuild it.
I don't think that's a bad thing, but yeah, it is kind of a circuitous way of going about it.
I hope that's
Yeah.
okay. Like, I feel like I really, until we got to the third one, I had this firm idea of how I felt like this should go, and now, this is very much like a short story I wrote a really long time ago. So it's making me nostalgic to kind of get back to that. I like this, but where does the harmony come in, though, right? Because,
Hmm.
no. Oh, maybe we keep everything we had before. Because if the subject of the card is harmony, you need there to represent upheaval, right?
Right.
Like, maybe the capacity to, this place is as full as it can be.
Yeah.
There is no there's no more new, like, nothing, no new souls, no new, ideas are one thing, but there is no propagation here, right? Like, nothing
Hmm.
new is made in terms of people or consciousness. So, to how does that link to harmony? Oh, I almost need to be writing, to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
should almost be writing while we do this. I'm so lost. I
I'm so sorry. I feel like
hold
I've
on.
introduced too much.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I just really like. See, now we're this whole premise is completely eaten itself, right? Like, we started out with a real planet where people existed digitally, and now it is an only digital place where people are simulating there being this divide, right?
Hmm.
This, like, difficulty. What about? No, I think we're going back to the original idea on
Okay.
this. Only because I like the turmoil. It was a more concrete place to have to create harmony,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Harmony, digital,
So
cosmos.
you're saying go back more to our original idea of having like a divided Earth that has a digital gathering place of collective consciousness.
Right. Yes. But that there is still a physical body
Yes.
needed. So
Yes.
these beings have created a situation for themselves in which, to gain access to this
Hmm.
place, you have to gain access to it for longer, you have to be, I don't know what this takes. Does it take prowess within that digital place, or does it take, um wealth? What's the catalyst for being able to spend more time here, or being of use in this place? Is it just a playground for those who are wealthy, or is
Mm.
it a place that is, people who are really great at it are revered?
Mm.
I like the idea of both, and I think both come with their own struggles, and I think that's part of the problem I'm having.
Yeah.
All of these sound like good ideas, which suck for us making one specific thing.
There is a sort of destructive force in creation, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's harder the older you get too, because you've been exposed to so many ideas that
Yeah,
you sometimes you automatically think to yourself, I've seen that before,
I know.
or instead of just running with a thing. So,
Well, you talked about this monolith where you have different orbs projecting things onto it.
right.
And then you have this, like, the Arcana was like some agency of people, or maybe like some visual element of the collective consciousness. Like maybe
Mm.
it's like the equipment you need to be able to get into it.
Yeah, the network itself, or the then how do you balance the cosmos with that? Autumn, you've done a terrible and beautiful thing here. This is
What if the databases required to be able to do this take up so much space that you can't do it on Earth and you have to like put it somewhere else where there's more real estate?
I like that. Or even just like float it in orbit.
Yeah, some sort of
Like
satellite.
like like deconstructing parts of the earth to send up. Oh, this is such a multifaceted problem. I like this. I like this a lot. This is very different than anything I've ever done. It's a tangled web. I like it. It's almost like there is no well, I mean, I guess the struggle is created within whatever storytelling we want, and these are
Yeah.
prompts. Because I keep looking to the prompts for polarity, you know what I mean, instead of just creating the polarity, which is fully within our rights to do.
What do you mean by polarity?
Like when you look at the words
Mm-hmm.
harmony, so harmony is of course the balance of things, and then both the words digital and cosmos are kind of inert. They simply are,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Though I like the idea of this. Yeah, maybe because harmony is the arcana, it would be better if that was a gateway
Yeah.
from something digital back into the world, or off world to a nexus. When you said the word nexus earlier, that was very helpful to think like this could be or even just cosmically, generally, right, away from inside this digital place.
Yeah.
So, and that cosmos could even be represented on the card as a, we say a gateway, but I mean like a plug on a computer,
Mm.
right? Like a port where you would plug something in. It could literally just look like that, whether it's, power, the symbol for power, the symbol for, whatever. It just looks more like a jack than a door, if that makes
I
sense.
think so, yeah.
So you'd be leaving the digital place to go away from. And then it makes me think that the harmony that this entity creates is choosing those who are willing to try to bring balance to this
Mm-hmm.
place,
Mm-hmm.
as the ones who are like worthy of leaving it. So you can
Interesting.
leave this digital place and go back into the real world, or leave this place in general to go back to being real. It's almost, maybe
Mm.
it's literally like a prison, or a, what do you call the in between, a limbo, right? Where you're sent for like moral testing, and
Oh,
then
okay.
once you have achieved balance, whether it's, one way or the other, you can leave. Like you can go back to the real world.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So there's like a digital limbo space. Yeah, and then if you achieve harmony, you're able to escape there and enter into the cosmos
Right.
as a real entity, as an organic entity, I suppose is a better way to put it.
Exactly. Yeah. It was some kind of physical representation.
Yeah.
These are such broad strokes. I feel like the other card that you described, the person, it was very specific, right? Like this is the name of a race. Here's the name of the all the things. I'm like, man, we're just floating in digital limbo, and it's real bad for everyone here, and or it's not. And that's the thing, right? Is like it's a trap. It's meant to make you either accept your how downtrodden things are, or to exploit the advantages you've been given,
Right.
right? But if you seek to deviate from that, if you seek to want more, or you seek to give back, the arcana goes, you've done it. Like, you've deviated from the programming you've been given.
Ooh.
You're a real boy, you know, here's your body.
Ooh, okay. I think I like that.
Yeah, I'm digging that a lot. Now you're making me want to name stuff, so that's good.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah. So the let's call the cosmos thing the corporeal conduit,
Ooh. Okay.
and because it's like what makes you real. It's what plugs you into the possibility of existing.
Yes.
And before that, you're literally just on you're on a test trial. So this makes me want also for to represent some kind of like maybe the world that this pillar is on with the projections. Maybe I'm thinking about that all wrong too, because I feel like people are chained here. This is a place you are stuck until you've proven that you can see the other side, that you can accurately balance things.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of this card now, I'm kind of picturing like walking from a digital landscape, maybe it's like pixelated, and then like walking towards a more organic shape via the corporeal conduit, maybe?
Or even stepping through the gate, like
Yes.
like it's literally now it is more of a like a literal archway, and they're taking this kind of step through, and we get to see them, embodied on one part and digital on the other, like. And I would
Oh,
say,
like in profile.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And what if there's like chords kind of falling away.
Oh, that's so cool.
I like the idea that this is a limbo or a prison of some kind or a testing ground. I don't know how to put it exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's almost like the Arcana is the. Oh man, did this get too Matrix? I feel like it did.
Oh, did it?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, is that such a bad thing?
No, no, it's not. And actually, it's not like where you would be, where these souls are exiting out to is necessarily. It almost might be funny if this is just where people go, where people are before they're born, right? Like you,
Oh.
like,
I keep thinking about this like the afterlife, but you're talking about the before life.
yeah, the pre-life or just the in between incarnations. Is that the word I'm looking
Oh,
for?
that's so cool. Like your soul just goes through like the washing machine of this place and then comes out.
Totally. Yeah. Or this is like yeah, yeah, absolutely. This is like the debriefing center, right? And then you get birthed back out. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the washing machine idea. That really, like, you get to kind of upload all the struggle you had in your life, and then all the souls that are there get to kind of mess around with that and learn from it a little, or it becomes part of their testing as well, or their limbo, and then boom, you get to go back out.
I dig it.
So yeah, I think the arcana is the person,
Yes.
and striking a. Oh wow, see, it's also metaphorical now, like the
Yeah.
digital is your inner, like your ego, or your, and then the cosmos is the real, right? It's being put back out into that which is corporeal.
Yeah. I like this.
Wow, we thought we were doing world building, and then we're just religion making, I guess, is what we're doing. This is great. We're just creating religions. Okay.
Religion is part of the world.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna stick with that. What do I need to do? Do I need to name things? Do I need to shore up some things or firm up certain parts of this?
Let's go through this together and try to figure out. We have an idea of what the card looks like, right? Like we have like a digital backspace, maybe like on the left, and then like the cosmos on the right, and then there's
Mhm.
like this gateway where someone is halfway in between. Is that about what you were
Yeah,
thinking?
absolutely. 100%. That's exactly where we're at. Oh, mostly that I want the digital portion to definitely be like an anchor. I want it to be a place that is that you have to choose to leave, or there has to be like a, I want the plugs to be in someone, like in their digital body, like it's holding them back, right? And some of them to be breaking free, like for it to look like they are breaking free of this place to become corporeal.
So that's like on the left side of the card. The like people, some are plugged in and some are unplugging, or maybe they're all plugged in and then the person like at the center of the card is unplugging, kind of like you're in your picture.
Well, I kind of like the idea of the motion of them leaving is what is, so like let's say where the torso is, kind of halfway through the gate, the artifact, those portions would be completely unplugged, but there's one arm and one leg still held back by the plugs, as if if when they take a step forward they would fall away as well. Okay. Yeah, I think that I think the idea of choice is fantastic. Like things almost need to be bleak on the right side of the gate. Like you were doing a brave thing to leave here, right?
So like bravery or
Yeah,
courage.
exactly. And also like birth or rebirth or just change in
Yeah,
general, I guess.
like transformation.
Totally. But also balance. Like I feel like I definitely want there in the realm of the cosmos on the other side of the artifact. Like
Uh-huh.
I want there to be like the idea of, nature to some extent, or something that is like wild but welcoming too, right? Like you wouldn't want to leave if it was just horrible and hard on the other side. You want some reason to go there.
Right. Like a calling.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Oh, you know what? It could also be, there could also be other figures in the background on the right side. Like other people are going this way, right? Like you are, like we want to be with our people, right? So
Yeah, yeah. And maybe like a starry sky above them.
absolutely, yeah, definitely. But like colorful and beautiful, kind of like the purples and blues in the cosmos picture you have here. Something that's like
Yeah,
enamoring, right? It's just, it like makes you beautiful.
I like that a lot. I'm really liking how this is coming together.
And the digital side definitely needs to be not enticing. I would say,
Just kind of bleak.
yeah, yeah, kind of. And I want there to be like I think they're being, but still it being a multi-layered, you were here learning, right? You were here trying to figure something out, or it's almost like the credits have rolled, right? Like or the game is over, right? And then it's like, "Oh, now there is this."
Yeah,
I don't know how to represent that. But definitely more sterile and artificial, or even void of anything.
how do you think that would be accounted for visually?
I think just like monotone, or very few deviations of color, or
Like just kind of a placid blue green.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I like the idea of like a green, like you were talking about with the green with the binary code and stuff. But I think less that and more, because it definitely needs to still come off as digital. Like that's the whole.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of where I was thinking like could it be like pixelated
Yeah. Oh,
or
100%.
low
You know
poly
what?
or
That'd be fantastic. Or even just the background of what's happening in that portion and the character themselves. There could be a lot of stuff like chords and whatnot that are not pixelated.
so we have some good themes here. We have a good like visual direction for it. We have an idea of what the story is behind it. How do we want to interpret this card when it is pulled?
So as a parent, like this is really, because I talk to my kids so much about this. This is really like a cautionary tale of screen time, right? Like you've been sucked into something that you think of as life and as your, as something very meaningful, yet everything that really means anything by the end of your life, when you're ready to look back, is not, every movie you've seen and every website you've looked at. It's all the people you've shared these things with. So yeah, I think that might have something to do with it.
I really like the way you put that. Like I have written down here, you've been sucked into something you think of as everything and all your meaning. but everything that means something at the end of your story is who you shared it
Right.
with.
Yeah, it's the other people, it's the connections, right? And it's funny because that's what draws us to the stories we like so much, whether it's Miyazaki or our own TTRPG or
Yeah.
whatever. It really embodies the human experience, right? It's not because it is better digital than the other digital stuff. It's that it really speaks to the human experience.
I'm writing more of like, we are called to courageously be reborn by choosing each other.
Yes. Yeah, and that even I would say we definitely have to have other people kind of on the corporeal side of the gate so that they're, this is like an act of
Yeah.
gathering together.
Yeah. Like people are alone in the digital space, but together in the corporeal
What if
one.
in the digital space there are backgrounds of either
Yeah.
profile pictures or people in videos, but they're all alone? Like, and it could even just be silhouettes and shapes of heads and shoulders, but all in separate windows, right? With the little minimize X out stuff in the corner so you can tell it's like a browser window or something, but have 5 or 6 of them peppered around in the background, and they're all in their own boxes, whereas people on the other side of this gate are like holding hands, right there, or even the person who's stepping through is holding someone's hand being pulled through.
I like that a lot. And I like that this also kind of ties into like the choice here is not between digital and real, it's between being sucked into your own stuff or holding space for
Yeah,
each other.
correct. Yeah, absolutely. Isolation and connection.
Because like we're having this call digitally.
Well, that, see, you say that and it makes me want to have some positive representations in the digital world as well, right? Like that's
What about the name of the card? What do we want to call it? It could be named after any of the elements, or it could be named after the person going in between them.
yeah, that's true.
It could be the cosmic washing
The
machine.
cosmic washing machine is really good.
The return.
The return is really good. Yeah, I like that. I like the idea of because it speaks to the action that's occurring on the card, and the cosmic washing machine kind of just represents what our personal discussion over the deeper meaning of this card, whereas the name of a thing should definitely be a little more representative of its first appearance, right? Like, or what you first see, like something very obvious on it.
Absolutely. I think that's very true. What should it be? The return or something else?
Return.
What about the reunion?
Oh, that's actually really good. Yeah. Or even just yeah, Reunited. The reunion is really good. Yeah, I like that. Reunited is really good. That's pretty fantastic, and it's understood.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we have a card.
Cool. That's awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on to help me with this.
Absolutely.
And I have one more request if that's okay.
Okay, sure.
Can you help me pick 3 new cards to add to the prompt deck?
Ooh. What were the 3 that the first card came from? Just so I don't want to come too close to anything that's already been pulled.
There was clarity, triumph, and lust.
Okay. Do you have creativity yet? Is that in there somewhere?
I don't.
Okay. Do you have risk yet?
No. Let's do risk.
And do you have introspection, or
I do not.
or something that represents it? Okay. Let's do those.
I love it. Creativity, risk, and introspection. Yeah, those would make for good ones. I like that. Yeah, I think that was a lot of fun. And I had a lot of fun just being able to chat with you and be able to just kind of enjoy building something together. That was really fun. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah, thank you for offering it up. It was a pleasure.
And that brings us to the end of our show. A huge thanks to our wonderful guest. You can find us at our usual places on your favorite podcatcher or at otherworldsoracles.podbean.com. Thanks for joining us, and remember that magic is creation, and creation is magic. Take care.